with your favorite people from international missions at Findlay. Today, we actually have a much larger group than usual because we have our three wonderful students and graduate assistants in our office. They're all international students. So the main focus of today's webinar will be just asking them any questions that you might have about Findlay, the United States, just their studies here, about how they got acclimated to the new environment. So any question you have for our current students, please ask us in the Q&A down below. And we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes until we have some more people join us. In the meantime, just drop your name and where you're from and what you want to study. And until then, maybe we'll have everyone introduce themselves. Mahita, wanna start?
Yep. Hi, my name is Mahita, and I'm a graduate assistant in International Admissions Office. And yeah, I'm from India. So I've been studying my master's in applied security and analytics. So yeah, I've been here over a year now.
All right, thank you. Daniel.
Hi, my name is Daniel Kumanapalli, and I'm from Hyderabad, India, and I'm a graduate student, and I'm taking the same course as Mahita. I'm in Applied Security and Analytics program as well, and yeah. I also work as a graduate assistant at the Office of International Admissions, and I love being at Findlay.
Yay.
Yay.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We got Gaurav here too.
Hi everyone, my name is Gaurav. I'm from India as well. I've been in Findlay for almost 2 years now, and as of last Sunday I got done with my MBA program. I had my last submission, so I'm done. I've been working as a GA at the admissions office for almost a year now. I started last year in April, and this year April I got done. So it's been exactly a year that I got done, and it's been fun. I wish I could work longer, but because of the coronavirus we had to work from home. But it's been nice.
Yeah, we really miss having everyone in the office. And then also today we have Tony.
Hi everyone, my name's Tony, and I'm an international admissions counselor here in the International Admissions Office. And I actually went to University of Findlay, and I graduated with my bachelor's in 2018.
Hi, Tony. And Suzanne.
Hi everyone, I'm Suzanne Recker. I'm the Assistant Director here at International Admissions, and I process all the applications. So if you have any application questions, I'm here to help you.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Suzanne.
You're welcome.
And Debbie is also here.
Hi, I'm Debbie Van Atta. I'm Director for Immigration. I've been here I'm 19 years now. I'm also a University of Findlay graduate back in 1996. Long time ago, but a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have stayed the same. Still love being here, and I'm happy to help answer any questions.
All right, thank you, Debbie. And then Rebecca.
Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Jenkins. You probably get emails from me. I head up our international recruiting efforts, and I get to work with all of these wonderful people. And we are really sad that Gaurav is graduating. But that's what our good students do. They come here, they get their degree, they go on to bigger and better things. So, but I am also an alum of the University of Findlay way back in 2001. And so I get to help recruit students, and hopefully you guys have the same great experience that the rest of us has had. So, and with that, I'll turn it back over to Toto.
All right, thank you, Rebecca. And I'm Toto. I'm also an international missions counselor at Findlay. I actually graduated from Findlay. As an international student. I did my bachelor in Findlay and my master's degree. And I just graduated last May, and I started working in the office last August. So I've been here for a little bit now, and I really love it. And I love Findlay so much that I decided to do my bachelor and master's, and now I work here. So if you have any questions about how that went for me, you can always ask me to, and I would love to tell you the whole story as well. So since we have a few students that joined now, we're just gonna get started. We're gonna start talking about the experience our GAs had about coming to the United States. So you guys wanna start just talking how you got to Findlay, how you heard about Findlay, and what you were most surprised about when you first came here.
When I first came in, I thought it's a really small town, and I thought maybe I cannot do anything here. But now I get to know Findlay much more. It's pretty exciting. Yeah. So I was really shy, and then when I came in, I was really nervous. Yeah, when I first came in, Daniel was the one who helped me out with stuff. I didn't know what to do. I was all blank. This is not how it processes in India. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And he goes through the process, and I'm like, there's so much process. And then once I get done with my process, yeah, everything is set. Yeah, here I am working at international admissions just like Daniel.
Well, we're glad to have you here. And sorry to interrupt, but if you have any questions, just put it in a Q&A at the bottom. So if you put your mouse at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a Q&A, and that's where you can write any questions that you might have, and then we'll answer them. Okay, go. Next one.
All right, I'll start. So how did I come to Findlay? Let's say that's like 2 years ago. Well, I completed my bachelor's in information technology, and I was working as a marketing manager for a school that I studied in back in India, Amlapuram. And I came across a friend who was doing his master's in the US, and we were talking back and forth about how the program is and how the education system is in the US. And I was really interested in that, and I started looking up universities and the programs and how the curriculum is here. And then one of my cousins who graduated from University of Findlay in the year 2006, we talked about me coming to University of Findlay. And I was, at that time, I was looking at a lot of colleges, but then I thought it's really good to hear from people who actually studied in the university and get to know the firsthand experience here rather than doing my own research, sitting in front of a computer back in India and learning about colleges. So my cousin, he really helped me to choose this course and this university, and I'm really glad that I picked University of Findlay. I can tell you that in my experience, in my 2-year experience here. So when I first learned about the curriculum, I really loved it. And I liked the combination of applied security with analytics, which is data science. So as you know, data science and security are the two biggest streams or trends currently. So that's how I picked University of Findlay. And when I came here, my first experience was, where are all the people in Findlay? Because the place where I come from back in India, we have a lot of people. You know how traffic is back in India, and we drive like bumper to bumper to each other. And when I came here, I was like, what, is the whole city on a vacation or something? But then I found out that that's how Findlay is. It's really calm. It's really nice. Findlay gives you the opportunity to kind of focus on what you're doing rather than keeping you busy all the time, like most of the bigger cities, maybe like Chicago or California, where everyone's on their toes all the time. But I really like the experience in Findlay. It gives you the space. It gives you the opportunity. It's like you can make the most of the time that you're here in Findlay, and there are a lot of places that you can go study, or you can take your time. There are not many people around, but yeah, but in certain times in the year, there are a lot of events in Findlay, so you get to see, like last year I went to the balloon festival. That was amazing. That was the first time I ever saw a hot air balloon. And I get into one of those. I think they took us to like some height and then brought us back, and that was amazing. Yeah, so my experience with Findlay has been really good until now. And coming to the university, I really love my course, and the one thing I love about my course is the faculty. So every course that I choose, and my advisor, Dr. Gaizi, she helps us in everything, in our programs, in picking our courses, and also whenever we have a question, they really take time. I can say that the faculty really take time, and they'll be available to you on campus and off campus anytime. So that was one of the good things that happened in this course. And um, I stayed off campus when I came here for the first, I think, 3 months. And then I got this position as a graduate assistant at the Office of Admissions. And those 3 months I stayed very close to the university. So we have a lot of houses available around university. There are a lot of off-campus houses, and they're very affordable as well. So that was one of the reasons I was able to pick a place which is like really like 5-minute walk from the university, which was really close. I felt I was living on campus at that time, because you're 5 minutes out of the house and you're in the university. I can take my class. There wasn't much distance, so that's good. And whenever international students come here, when they ask about off-campus housing, I can tell you that they don't have a difficult time picking a place around the university. There are a lot of we give them a list of off-campus housing that we have, and when they make calls, they can pick a place just like that. And all those places are like 10 to 15 minutes from the university. So that's a really good thing. That's a really good thing. And yeah, that's about the experience. Yeah.
All right, thank you for sharing. I really like that part about the bumper to bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, Gaurav.
I don't know what I can say after what Daniel said, but I come from a big city like him as well, from India. So it was a bit of a shock for me coming here to a smaller town and getting used to it, and not having a car. That was new. Like, I had a vehicle back home, so I could just pick up my bike and go anywhere. But here I couldn't do that, and so that was a bit of a shock. But it took me a few weeks to get used to it, and now I kind of like the small towns. Like, it's close enough to go to the big cities, but then I want to come back to a small town where it's a little quiet. So that's nice. Like, there are bigger cities close by, like Columbus and Cleveland, and you can go up to Michigan and Detroit and places like that. So I like a day trip to those places. I've done those, but eventually at the end of the day, I want to come back to Findlay and be here. So, and like Daniel mentioned about his advisors and faculty. So it's been the same with me. Todo and I had the same program, actually, MBA, and we shared a class together. So
Yep.
He can attest to that we had some good teachers. My advisor, she's been really nice. She's always replying. She's always available on email, or if I have to go set up a meeting with her, she was always ready to do that. So I'm guessing that's the case with every program. Doesn't matter what program you take here. So, and because we are all from different programs, we can speak for ourselves. And one common link is that all advisors are very helpful, and they're pretty much always available for any of our questions. So yeah, it's been a nice experience. I've been here 2 years, so it's going away from here would be a little difficult.
Yeah, and I actually studied at Findlay for 6 years as well. And I can only agree with all the things that they said about all the professors being super helpful. So when I first came here, my English wasn't super good, and was okay. But so I had some difficulties in classes in the beginning, but all the professors, they were super helpful. So whenever I didn't understand something, I just asked them, well, what does that mean? And they always helped me out a lot. And then after class, they're always willing to stay longer and help every single student. The good thing about Findlay is that the professors, they actually know your name. So if you go to a super big school with 50,000 people, they're not going to know you. You can even not show up to class. They'll never know. In Findlay, they'll know if you don't show up. So you just want to sleep all day, I think this is the best place for you. But if you really want to get to know all the students, get to know the professors and learn from them and learn about them and have them learn about you, this is the best place for that, in my opinion, as an ex-international student from Findlay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So how
So
about
we have some questions that came in really quick that I was going to answer here. I see David asked if he decided to come to Findlay, and he asked if we have any scholarships for international students. And we do. We have a lot of scholarships for international students, and basically once you apply, once you submit all your documents, then that's when those scholarships will be awarded to you. And if you would like, you can send me an email and I can let you know a little bit more about those scholarships. And then we also have one asking about visas, Debbie. I'm not sure if you wanted to kind of touch on that one.
Hi, yeah, so as far as we know right now, most of the consulates are still closed. We're finding out that some embassies in China are starting to reopen. It's kind of a guessing game at this point, when embassies will open, when visa appointments will start up, if it'll be soon, we're expecting that when they do open up, they're probably going to be a little overloaded. So there's going to probably be some delays possibly. Again, this is just some of our assumptions on how this is going to work. So unfortunately, there's really not any concrete answers at this point. We're just going to have to kind of see how it goes.
But what we can tell you is here in Ohio, and you've heard Daniel and Gaurav and Mahita talk about that we're not in a great big city. We're not in a teeny tiny city either, but that's working to our advantage, I think, a little bit with the COVID outbreak, where in Findlay here itself, there's very little of it. In Ohio, our governor announced yesterday that we're going to start slowly, but opening up the state beginning Friday, and people can start going back into the office beginning this Monday. So unlike, I'm sure you guys have heard reports of like how things are going in New York and some of the bigger population areas, we're grateful that that's not the case here in Findlay and in Ohio. We took precautions early on. So for the plan for the university right now, we don't know for sure how we're going to be able to offer classes come fall. We're going to have to take the direction from our governor, but we are planning three things. We are planning that we are fully on the ground like normal. We are planning that maybe there's going to be a hybrid where students can do some things that are in the classroom and some things they have to do online. And then we're also planning a third contingency that if we have to be fully online. As of things sit right now, I'm really, really hoping that's not going to be the case for us. And that's one thing important for you guys to ask as you are doing your college search, because in the United States, different universities are going to approach this differently. It's going to depend on where they're at, number of cases and where they're at. So not all universities are going to be the same. I've had questions from a couple of agents. An agent in Ghana and an agent in India that said that they had heard that all universities in the United States are closed till January. I can tell you that is not true, and nor will it be true. The universities will figure out a way to still provide really great education. For our students specifically, there's a number of options that we are looking at. We've got, if you're interested in some of our graduate programs, a number of our graduate programs actually also already offer a fully online program that is exactly like the on the ground program that we are looking at. If it comes down to, and you can't get the visa in time, or there's a number of other factors, that you will be able to take those classes at home your first semester and then come in the fall or come in the spring for intake. Some of our programs, they have a second start date. So while some classes start the middle of August, some of the other classes don't start until I think the middle of October. So there's a number of different things that we're just going to have to work with you guys on a case by case on what situation you're in and what country you're coming from, what program you're looking at. But please know that we are paying very close attention to it, and we're going to do everything we can to help make sure you still get a great education. You can start when you want to be able to start, and what that looks like is what we're not quite sure of. But we do this in May as we start to open up here. This is going to tell us a lot on how things will go for us. So. But with that, we are also issuing I-20s via email now. So if you're working with your admissions counselor and you have all of your documents in and we have your financial statement, just let Toto or Tony know, depending on who your counselor is, and we can email you your I-20, because we know that will help with expediting once your visa office opens up. people to get that visa appointment made. Now, what we don't know is if the visa offices will for sure take an email I-20 or if they'll still want a hard copy. We don't know that one yet either, but we're hoping we'll get more direction on that soon. But these are the steps we're taking right now.
So I saw we have another one asking if we have any Polish students. Do any of you guys know the answer to that? If we have Polish students at the moment?
We do not actually.
No.
Not right.
This person could come and be the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, we have students from over 30 countries right now. So usually when there's one student coming from one country, there will be more because word spreads. I wasn't the first one from Germany here or the last one. So usually I brought a friend of mine over here and he actually graduated from Findlay last year as well. So that's how it usually works. So if you want to be the first student from Poland right now that we have, please come to Findlay and bring some friends too, and I promise you. Okay, now that we got a little distracted, we can talk about our welcome houses. Who wants to take that over? Daniel?
Yep.
Okay.
So right now we have 3 welcome houses, actually 4. The 4th one is for the families who wants to stay together as a family. But the other 3 welcome houses, we have 2 for the males and 1 welcome house for the females. So how it works is let me tell you my experience. So when I came to Findlay for the first time, I did not know where to go, or I did not find a place at that time to live in. So the university put me in a welcome house. So I had to pay like $20 per day. They'd give me a room to stay, kitchen to make my food, and there's washer dryer. And if I pay an extra $40, they'd give me they'd give me a pillow, a blanket, a towel, a bath towel, and all that kind of stuff. So that really helped me when I first came here, because I did not shop for my blankets or my pillows and for my towels. And I got a towel when I came from India, but the rest of the stuff I couldn't carry in my luggage. So that was really helpful. So it took a lot of stress off me, because I wasn't thinking about going to a place to get all this. So I could find all that in the welcome house itself. So that was really helpful. And you can stay up to 10 days in the welcome house. And within this 10 days, we can help you find a place if you want to stay on campus or off campus. So if you want to stay on campus, we can get you in touch with student affairs. They'll help you find a place on campus. And if you would prefer to stay off campus, then we will give you a list of the houses that are currently available around campus. You can make calls and we can help you show the place and talk to the landlord, and you can move right in. So that's about our welcome houses in a nutshell.
That's awesome. And actually, I use the welcome houses too, not for myself, but last year when I graduated, my family came to visit, and it's also much, much cheaper to stay over there than in a hotel. So when my mom came, I had her stay in the welcome house, and it was super convenient because she got to stay on campus, which was very close to me. But back then I lived on campus too, so she couldn't live in my house while she was here. So having her super close was very useful. And I also really liked the price of it. It was much better than paying over $100 a day for a hotel.
Yes.
Yeah, and she had all the comforts of a hotel and even basically the whole house to herself. So it was a pretty good deal. Yeah. Okay. So once students come to Findlay, they usually either stay at the welcome house or they already know where they live. And then one of the main things that we also deal with is with student employment. So we get many questions about students wanting to start an on-campus job of some kind. So do you guys want to tell us what you've done so far while you were in Findlay, and what those jobs were, how much they paid, how long you can work?
Yeah, I can take that.
Okay.
So when I came in, I knew there were on-campus jobs, and it helps to apply as soon as possible. Like one is the GA position. They open up every semester, so you can apply for those. And there are a bunch of other jobs that you can work with. You can work in the library or at the cafeteria. There's the Henderson Dining Hall. You can work there. Or you can work for housekeeping. All jobs pay the same basically. So it's about 8.75 dollars per hour. And you can work as an international student, you can work for a maximum of 20 hours per week. So when I came in, I first started at our Henderson Dining Hall. And as a matter of fact, all the three GAs have worked there at one point of time. And
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's funny.
yeah, we've worked there, and a good thing about that place is if you work there after every shift, you get a meal free over there, which you can't do unless you have a meal plan. So if you're working, you get a meal. So that helps with your groceries and your other living expenses. You save a lot of money. There's that, and there's so many other jobs. Like Stodo worked as a resident assistant.
Yeah,
So
as a
you
resident
can
assistant.
stay in one of our campus houses or dorms, and you can be a resident assistant. So that helps. There's a ton of jobs available, and it's more geared towards the program you're doing. So if you come in for pharmacy, you'll get a job in your pharmacy college. You're probably working for a professor or in their department. So yeah, it helps to apply as soon as possible, and pretty much everyone gets a job.
Yeah. As long as you're willing to work, I think you'll get a job in Findlay too.
Yeah.
And for example, I worked as a lifeguard. I worked as a cook in the kitchen. I worked as a tutor, and I don't know what else. I did pool cleaning, so I cleaned the swimming pool. So as long as you're willing to work, there's really a lot of jobs that you can do at the University of Findlay. Daniel, Mahita, have you done any other jobs too? Did we miss anything?
I did the Henderson job. Yes, it's pretty much what Gaurav said. But we do have like a lot of jobs which are relating to your study, the master's degree or undergrad degree. It's like you can do in that particular field as well. But you get like, these are all common jobs, Henderson library. Yeah, so we get like, yeah, it's good working there. It was like, I learned a lot. I never did stuff back in India at all. I didn't work at all. That was my first experience, and it was good. And getting a free meal is like the best thing.
Yeah, and when I came here, I worked. My first job was flipping burgers at Henderson. That was good. After my shift, I get to eat whatever I want. Most of the time, I preferred pizza and something from the hometown.
Okay, so since we're already talking about food and Henderson Dining Hall, do you guys just want to give an overview of what's all there, what students can eat, about the meal plans, how they can sign up for that?
You can actually go to the dining hall, and there's an office before you enter where you can look up various meal plans you have, like they have to offer, and you can sign up for one. And as for what they serve, so they have pizzas and burgers pretty much every day. They have a deli counter where they'll make a sandwich or a wrap for you the way you like it. We have a salad bar, a dessert bar, which I personally loved, a Coke vending machine. What else am I missing? There's something called as the station called as Hometown, where you get more like food like spaghetti and meatballs, and the menu keeps changing every day. I think once every month they have steak night, so that's a lot of fun. We used to get a lot of people on that day. We have steak nights. We have a night where we have breakfast for dinner. So that's one of the popular nights on campus. We have a lot of students coming into the dining hall. And even if you don't have a meal plan and you just feel like eating there, you can pay one time for a one-time meal, and you can eat whatever you want. It's basically like a buffet. So you can eat whenever you want, even if you don't have a meal plan. And apart from that, we have dining options in our College of Business building. So if you don't feel like eating in the Henderson dining hall, you can eat at the other dining options, and you can swipe your card there if you have a meal plan, or just straight up pay there and take your meal. Yeah. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Did you mention late night munchies?
Oh, yeah. So
That was always one of my favorites.
yeah. So every year, a week before the finals week, which is this week is the finals week. So if things were normal, we would have had this last week on a Friday maybe, where we have something called as late night munchies, where the dining hall is open from 9 p.m. to about 11:30 p.m. And there's live jazz band playing, there's karaoke, and there's just food served for students who are like gearing up for finals and studying late night. They can just come there, take a break. It's like a good way to like release some stress and get some good food with your friends. There's a bunch of options for desserts and like this chicken nuggets and cheese curds and whatnot.
Oh my God, I'm hungry.
I used to look forward to that day of the semester.
Yeah, it's
But
almost
unfortunately this year we had to cancel it.
hungry.
Yeah, we have that too.
All right, that's awesome. Let me see. Okay, what about transportation in the city of Findlay? Just tell us about how you get around, how you go to the grocery store, about all the ways. You can mention the shuttle and stuff like that. Who wants to take that over?
I can tell you, I can
All
take
right.
that over.
Thank you, Daniel.
So, as you know, when I came here, I first went to Walmart. Walmart is pretty close to university, so you can either walk or you can take a bike to go to Walmart. But if you want to grab a lot of stuff, then it would be easier to hire a cab. We do have a lot of cab services in Findlay. We have Lyft, and we have some of the other cab services. So I would prefer Lyft because that's what I've used in the past. And yeah, it's pretty cheap as well. You can take a cab and go to Walmart, or there are a lot of Indian stores in Toledo, which is 40 minutes from the University of Findlay. And once in a month, we would go to Indian store, pick up our spices and something like that, and we would come back. So, but the rest of the stuff, you can find most of everything at Walmart. So traveling wasn't a difficult task in Findlay, because we usually find rides, you find cabs, and there are friends who can drop you at a place if you want to go somewhere. And yeah, and everything in Findlay is at a walking distance. So if you can spare like 20 minutes, you can go to downtown or pretty much everywhere. All the food places like McDonald's, KFC, and other food places, they're like 10 to 15 minutes away from the university. So that's not a problem here.
All right, that's it. I'm very hungry now.
Another thing I would add to what you said about the transportation is like if you have to go to Walmart, we have something called the shuttle service, which is every Saturday. We have the shuttle service going from noon until 4 p.m. So there's somebody just constantly driving back and forth from the university. So if you live close to campus or on campus, and it's free of cost. So we have a van that will drive you to Walmart and bring you back. So if you don't have a car and you don't want to walk, that's another option for you. Or just make friends with people who have cars, like I did.
Like we both did.
I did the same too. Yeah, and so actually you're not required to have a car on campus, so you don't have to have one to get around. But if you do want a car, you can have one on campus. You can keep it on campus. You don't have to pay anything extra to park it here. All you have to do is just register it with our campus security office, and then you get like a little tag on your car, and that way you can park in a designated parking spot for free. I know some schools, they charge a couple $100 to park your car on campus, but it's not like that in Findlay. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you would like to share? What's your best experience at Findlay? What was your favorite moment?
Mine was the international night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That
want
was
to tell us a little
a
bit more about
memorable thing to mention. So we have different stalls where every culture and every people who will spread their food and their cultures, and they have some type of activities they do. We have singing, we have dancing. It was really fun. Like I personally love dancing, so I've been there. And yeah, that was one great experience. I was just waiting for this semester, but Corona, hopefully we have it like next semester or next year before I leave.
We'll have it again for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel.
I think the one event or one thing I couldn't, I mean, I would go back to is the balloon festival. Like I said, I mean, that was amazing. That was really amazing. I mean, in the daytime, you can see a lot of balloons flying around, and in the nighttime, all of the balloons, they bring them down on a big area, and they kind of lit them up, and those colors were amazing. I tell you, I mean, you can Google it and look it up on Google. You can maybe Google like Balloon Festival Findlay, and you can see what I'm talking about. It's an amazing experience. There's food stalls. I mean, it's a carnival at that time. I mean, yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome. I've actually been in Findlay for almost 7 years now, and I've never been able to attend. There's always something popping up, and I haven't been able to go to the balloon festival. But this year I have to go.
You should. It's
Always wanted to.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. Gaurav?
So speaking of like on-campus events, like International Night, like Mahita mentioned, and we have other like student organizations that have their own events. So there's something called as African Night, where we have our African students. Everything is organized and handled by students. So we have something called African Night. So that was one of the good events that have been on campus, and there's something constantly happening by one club organization or the other. So there's that, and like off-campus events like what Daniel mentioned, the Balloon Festival, and we have the Hancock County State Fair, the All Hancock County Fair. I don't know what exactly it is.
Yeah.
So there's that. So that's something you should check out definitely. It goes on for almost a week, I think. So I think that is something students need to go for if this is your first time in America and you want to get the complete American experience with the fair food and barbecues and the rides and everything. It's pretty much what you see in movies is exactly the same. So if it's your first time coming to America, I think it's something you should definitely look out for.
Yeah.
Awesome. And for example, for me, one of the favorite things to attend was always the sports games at Findlay. So we're an NCAA Division II school. So we have 24 intercollegiate sports. So we have all sports from like soccer, we have American football, we have basketball, volleyball, swimming, and I'm probably missing a bunch of sports, tennis. So all those sports, when they compete against other schools, you can just go and cheer for Findlay, and it's free to get in. It's always a great experience. Definitely the most favorite ones are basketball, American football, and volleyball. Those are always the ones who are most populated, and it gets crazy when it's like a super like close result towards the end. Like you'll just see all the people from Findlay just cheering on their team, and it's an amazing experience, and it's free. So it's a great thing to do with your friends on a nice afternoon in Findlay when you don't have homework to do, stuff like that. And then we had a question about explaining credit hours. Tony, do you want to do that?
Well, that's what I was actually going to ask you or Debbie about, explaining the cost for the MBA. Do you know per credit hour or semester how much it does cost?
I know it's around, okay, Debbie, you got it.
So the MBA right now is $665 per credit hour. And the way the credit hour works is Most of the MBA classes are going to be 3 credit hours per class. So you would take the 3 hours times the 665. So that would give you that. For international students, knowing when you come here, you have to take a minimum of 9 credit hours when you're in the graduate program. So that'll help base that information for you as far as the 665 credit hour. The MBA program takes a minimum, I think, of 33 credit hours. Based over, I think most students can get that done in 2 years. So that kind of tells you a little bit more about that. If you have any more detailed questions, feel free to email either of the guidance counselors or any of us in the office as well.
For most of our graduate programs, you can figure total cost of the program is about, if like the Masters of Education is probably the least expensive, it's about $23,000 total over the course of 2 years. The most expensive ones that typically international students take would be like the Masters of Analytics or the Masters of Health Informatics. That one's about $28,000 total over 2 years. So when you do pay, you pay by the classes you're taking. So while that sounds like a big number, you don't have to send us a check for $28,000 all right away. You pay by the classes you take and the semester. So when you break that down, and that is without additional scholarships. So we do scholarships for graduate students. And we don't require the GRE or GMAT for you to take that. But if you do take it and get a decent score, you can get additional scholarship amounts for that. So we do encourage you to take it. So, but yeah, no, when you break it down semester by semester, the programs tend to be pretty affordable for most students.
Right, thank you. Do we have anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Anything we forgot to mention? I think we touched most things and I don't see any new questions, but if at any point anyone has any questions, you can reach out to any of us and we would all love to help you with no matter what question you have about the University of Findlay, about studying in the United States, about just anything that interests you. If you're stuck with your application, we'll help you out, and really anything you need will help you. And our goal is to help you come to United States to study at the University of Findlay and give you the best educational experience possible. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you everyone so much for attending. Thank you to our wonderful GAs. Good luck on your finals. I know Daniel has a final today, so good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Thank you everyone so much. And if you have any questions, reach out to us.
Bye. Thank you.
Stay safe and have a great afternoon or evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.